Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Stars Order 7. And, yeah, we got our first big meeting coming up, really, the Cheltenham leg of the National Hunt Cup. So, we got it all booked in, 22nd, 23rd. We have had some good results lately. We're kind of pulling in the right direction. A couple, not so much. But everyone's got a good run, apart from Crystal Verde, who ran just 2 days ago. And of course, picked up that second back-to-back little grade 3. So I feel pretty good about that. I didn't really see anything kind of fun apart from, a couple right now. But again, it's just too soon. It's like 8 days plus the 2, that's 10. I like 14. I just don't think that's really something we can do. We could technically maybe try and sneak her in there on the 23rd. I think that would definitely be. Sorry, sneak him in on the 23rd. That could definitely be a game day decision for sure. So I'm not entirely convinced, but we are fully bred out to Memphis Man right now. That's good, and I do have people kind of at their right lengths. Again, I think Living Pot at 2-1, Purple Searcher 2-2, then a bunch at around 2-4, Bina Putter, Blazing Sioux, Caracan, Crystal Verdict, Lockkeeper. South Bullet between 2-4, 2-5. Sweet and Sour, I think, is 2-5. And I've currently, again, got Dramster and Braised Ham at 2-7s. And, yeah, so we're going to be racing at around those distances. And if we're not at those distances, we will make adjustments with jockey instructions, etc., to better fit. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes of it. And we might just get to the fact for sure where, yeah, we're not quite right. In which case we reevaluate, we reassess, and we set people up at different distances. But for right now, the next month, booked out. Don't mind that at all. We are going to open up with Sweet and Sour as a 4-year-old. There's a nice little free grade 3 we could have picked up right there. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, I don't like void races and stuff like that. I'm not going to cheat the system just to get a grade 3. Because once we won a grade 3, I'm looking for a grade 2 to win. If we didn't deserve the grade 3, we're not going to get the grade 2, and it's just going to be a bad time. So, little progressions by all. We are pushing quite hard for grades, as always. I just think that's the best way to go for me. It suits my mentality of booking, but it's also if we do win or run well, then there's more development and a higher rating that we end up getting. So I definitely think it is the way to play. So, okay. As I say, 4-year-old, Sweet and Sour at the start. It's only a novice. You know, it's kind of in the wheelhouse of where we've been. We're moving up to 2-5 to see if I'm right. I know it says 2-4 is about right, but I think there's a little bit more to Sweet and Sour. So I want to see if without jockey instructions we can get 2-5. A little step down, sure, not a great feel, but we should be able to see, I think. So this is going to be the opener. And like I say, this is still testing time. 4-year-olds. The first big race, really, that they're going to be in can be at 4 now with the National Hunt. 5-year-olds as well. But 6-year-old, Cheltenham Gold Cup and Grand National unlock. You're likely going to run them at 7, and 8 is, of course, when you start hitting your peak. So I feel justified about testing this early and seeing where we are. So on the inside, towards the front, Shalom Bakhta is there with us, and Jean Met on the inside. Slow Munch on the outside with Ravish Sharper, Chandray Pride, Fading Kunault, Heraldry Hands, and Natural Speed Fit in the green silks in the yellow silks on the outside. The grey is coming up as well. No, they go right to the back. As I say that, of course, 3 jumps were still at the front, not jumping spectacularly well or poorly. Coming up to 4 of 10. We look okay. Sean Mara, who was just up near the front, absolutely obliterated by fence number 4. The long, steep climb up round that left-hand turn onto this track along the side and the back. And there we go, a decent jump by us. We're starting to move now in a position just over a mile to go and into the lead with jump number 6 pushing past Shalom Baxter. We've got Natural Speed Fit and Fading Kunault just in the mix there. Now coming down the hill, this sweeping left-hander, picking up pace all the way. Half a mile from home, Sweet and Sour, holding off Kunault, holding off Shalom Baxter, pushing on now. Still a jump to go, a couple of good jumps from the field, but Sweet and Sour looks like they're enjoying this. Will they fall off? Is that extra furlong too much? Maybe, but they're just about holding on over Fading Kunault. And that is a victory. I will say that felt pretty good to me. Overall, I don't know. I think likely 2, 4.5. I think we're probably slightly halfway there. Okay, it's just adjusted my notes on Sweet and Sour, but yeah, I think a solid win. Fading Kunault came through quite well. They were the favourite. We can't have been more than like half a furlong off distance, otherwise we wouldn't have done so well. Comfortable, really, almost 2 lengths. So, yeah, not a great race, but good for us and carrying a hell of a lot more weight as well. You know, you just got to add all these things up, really, and see where you'd expect to be. And if everyone was kind of the same horse, running at this weight with a 2-point advantage in our rating, I would definitely have expected us to win. To probably been really close, maybe to win, but probably to come second by about a length. We win by 2 instead. That kind of gives you that swing of like 3 lengths almost, which is a pretty good run. Probably puts us in grade 3 territory at around 2.5. And I feel the distance, like I say, was probably a touch too far. Quarter of a length, maybe half a length too far. And we don't really know how much this adaptability is truly worth. But it does seem to be about a length and a half, maybe. So we can ride a lot of distances really with Sweet and Sour. I think anywhere between 2.4, 2.5, we should be fairly comfortable and maybe even able to use jockey instructions up to 2.5. Because, yeah, I feel that's in our wheelhouse. I do feel that was in our wheelhouse. But fairly impressive, fairly good. I don't think we're quite a 2.5. I think we're adaptable. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. First race of the video, first win. And I'll take it. You know, that's, a bad debut. And then dial back a little bit and really did quite well. So, fairly happy with the progress of the horse. And like I say, I think it's definitely one to watch for the future because the distance seems really kind of good. You know, somewhere between 2.4, 2.5 right now, probably could get down to 2.3 with jockey instructions, up to 2.6, maybe even 3 miles with jockey instruction, depending. Yeah, I don't feel it's out of our wheelhouse. That opens up so many races, so much quality. The Gold Cup could be something maybe Sweet and Sour could go for in the future. Definitely has a lot of quality. So I don't know. Not a great jumper, of course, but as long as we don't jump too poorly, that'll be okay. Quick look at the sales. You've got a couple who can win a little bit. Okay, that's not the worst in the world. Couple that can win a little bit. Just flat racing, but 5 or 5 and then gets retired. That's interesting. Karate Clon Roach. 3 Mile St. Ledgers. Oaks. Okay. Solid. Wouldn't mind taking a look at that. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth buying, but yeah, we got money. We got money. And it's not going to take much to get. So, yeah, 4-year-old for 100 grand. And then this one for 250,000. A 3-year-old. Both on race. Both fillies, if they are good, you get something back of it. Quirks, I don't like. Some decent stuff. Doesn't have enough potential. Doesn't have anything else to really recommend it. And yeah, that one pretty poor as well. So there we go. On to Ascot then. Race number 2. South Bullet. Just in a little novice. I figured this would be an easy one to do. I had them down at like 2.4.5, so I decided to go up in distance to 2.5. Really bad field we're running against. I didn't feel that was going to be too much of an issue, and the quality of race, we've definitely raced in higher qualities and come close. But yeah, I felt that this wasn't quite right, so we come down a little. I think maybe 2.5 might be better. And I think that's just a nice little run. Not much to this horse, of course, one that we've bought, but it's a pretty big win. It's a pretty big win. Didn't mean to skip it, but hey, sometimes that's how it goes. But yeah, I think 2.5 is probably where we're going to run South Bullet from now on and just see kind of what they can do. Maybe they're a good racer. I don't think they ever get to breed just because they look abysmal, to be fair. And yeah, we got runners in a few of these. So 4 runners in these 6 races. We're not going in for the Derby Juvenile Oaks, which I feel maybe I could have done. But Lockkeeper into the Juvenile, that was kind of the more important one for me. We don't really have a 2-3, but again, we got a lot of 2-4s and 2-2s. I could have figured out something there, but I decided there were other races really that we could go for that kind of suited us better. Purple Searcher gets their 2-2 in the Night Nurse. And then the hurdles for Caracan. I hope that we're kind of nailing down that distance. We get a good run from him. And then Peanut Putter, who needs a good run, to be honest with you. And we'll go in the Oaks there. So, big day. Big day, kind of Kind of big day. Good field. We are the top rated. We are the favorite. We are overall probably one of the best form horses. I see Blofeld as well, kind of similar to us, an eighth place in the money. A couple of times for us, a third place for them, a 4-5 for us, and then a few wins. So I would say overall, probably form horse as well. Um, it's not been a great season for us, but nobody's had a great season so far. One run for Miracle, they won. Blofeld a third in the first. Emencourt is, you know, pretty decent overall. Us and Beckfield some. Interesting. So Court is coping well. Blofeld is lean and ready to go. And Beckfield is lean and ready to go, same as us. Avalon Dunn is lazy. Holly Wolf is agitated. So, yeah, nobody really of note, I would say, isn't settling well. So this should just be a straight up run. 15 people. Woodman Bravo won this, of course, last year. A very, very capable stallion. Going for the night nurse, which, yeah, is always a race that they like to run, apparently. Going for it again this year. 2 mile, 2 furlongs. I think this suits us. I think it suits us. I think we're good enough. I like the makeup of this horse. I think we're decent. There's a little bit of jump ability about us. Decent speed and acceleration. And that full potential could really mean something for us. It really could. And if it does, then this could be a great start to the National Hunt Cup at Cheltenham. The 2 mile, 2 furlong night nurse National Hunt Cup race. Class 1 for grade 1s, 4-year-old and older on the hurdles. Last year's winner, Woodman Bravo, is here. And Purple Searcher, your favourite. Purple Searcher at the front, the grey, gonna take out the lead. Back to Angels, Brada, Bluebell Spray. This is a miracle in there. Emencourt, Woodman Bravo, and Backfield some of the favourites with Avalon Dunn, Aldrich Red, 50 Mercury, Unrapid Angus, Holly Wolf, Tamigan Blofeld, Cracker Intruder, and Dozy Burley at the back of the pack as well. 1.5 miles as we climb around the left-hand turn. And on to the next jump, number 3. Pretty decent from us again. That lead starting to shrink somewhat as we approach now that mile. That chasing pack coming at us. But we've had a clear run at it so far. We are almost railed in. Downhill. Starting now then. The final 5 furlongs. Penultimate jump coming up. Here comes Descent Miracle. But they get dropped back as we kick on the afterburners. 3 furlongs to go. 1 final jump. Woodman Bravo now falling away. Bluebell Spray coming on like an absolute charm. Backfield Som, another favourite, into the mix. Not a bad run for us. We'll take third. I don't know if they just went like supersonic towards the end or if we did drop off, but it felt like we dropped off. Did we want more distance and we just didn't have the speed to match them? Or was that a touch too much? Eased when beaten. Well, that probably cost us second place then if you eased the horse when beaten. I don't know why you would ever ease the horse when you're sitting in second. You're going to get beaten by one horse, sure, but like, why would you lift? I don't understand that. I think that was a weird decision. A weird decision. Yeah, if we're up against Beckfield Som, who was overall the favourite, could have been in between the two Irish horses. Yeah, did feel like maybe a slight bit too far, but that could have just been the easing. That could have been the easing. Early pace, possibly suited. Horse loved the ground. Nothing really about distance. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that? Because I feel like maybe we're in between 2-1, 2-2. I would have liked this not to have been easy so I could see the full run. Or that final kind of half a length. Lockkeeper, one of the favourite in the Derby juveniles, heavily tipped and is sweating badly and agitated. 8th place. So 2-4 does suit, but yeah, we sweat it up, and so there's not even a point in watching that one. That's an absolute shame. An absolute shame. That lines us up then. Being a putter in the Hurdles Oaks. I'm really kind of annoyed by that. In the juvenile, that first sort of chance for a horse to get going in a Triple Crown, and we sweat up badly. Like, honestly, it just, it sucks. It really sucks. Being a putter, slightly agitated. I could have watched this one because at least we're not sweating up. We're the best horse in this field. We're the tipped horse. We're the favourites, etc., etc. 2 mile, 4 furlong, Derby, Hurdle, Oaks. We're going to start at the back. A clean jump to start with, though. We've got Damask Wire, Inspired Hour, and Chelsea Ritchie up top. We are there now with that chasing pack. National Watts, Camrock Exile, Epic Campsey, Queen's Reign, Theatral Brennan, and Jumbada, Imagine, Turn Extra, Kareem Mighty, and Queen's Reign at the back. Not too bad for us. Currently sitting second. So start at the rear, work our way through the pack, come up. Now we're going to drop back and join just the chasing pack here. People are strung out a little bit, but by and large, the whole rest of the pack is together within a length or two. And we all chase down Damask Wire, who is about 4 clear at the front, just under a mile. Coming downhill now, though, we start seeing horses making their way forward. We are in the mix there, too. Few more jumps to go. In danger of getting blocked off. It looks like we can't really find a lane to run. Now we go to the outside. But how much has that hurt us? We've been blocked off twice. Do we have what it takes? Here comes Turn Extra. I really think that blocking kind of killed us. It's going to take a big push over the final furlong. And even again, we're going to get blocked off slightly by Damask Wire dropping back. That's going to put us into 4th. I really think that's like 3 to 4 lengths back from where we could have been. And we're right in the middle of that behind the leader. That's possibly another win we could have got. I'll see what the jockey feedback says, but yeah, that's probably a win left on the table. That's probably a win left on the table because we got blocked off. So we sweated up badly. We were agitated and then blocked off. Small kind of cases where we had to go round horses twice. And then once where we actually had to sit for like a good half a furlong and couldn't do anything, including over a jump. So we couldn't even gain ground on a jump if we had jumped well. I don't know if that's what we were going to do or not. But being agitated and doors, I think a good 4 lengths cost there. We should have won. So 2 races I feel pretty pissed off about. Caracan's been good. Not the favourite, but right in behind the favourite, who is, Chile Fanchula, the other Grade 1 winner, just about up there with us in terms of rating. The 2 other Irish horses just aren't that far behind either. It should be a good race. It should be a good race. We are tipped and we are coping well, very fit, primed to go. Antonius is lazy. Lenny Cruz sweating badly. The Irish horses and ourselves are good. That's pretty much what I expect to be at the front. Say, all 4 of us in the top 6 for sure. Wouldn't be surprised if the top 3 are us and a couple of Irish horses. So, not the favourite, but we do start near the front of this field and get off to a decent first jump. Champion Tufto is there, just in behind us with Sylvan Circle and Cajun Lens, one of the other favourites. Zoom de Mort, Redutzland, just about pennant, and then back to Chile, Fanchula, Eastern Adventure, Cathedral Fighter. Lenny Cruz at the back with Strongbow House just there, nose in picture. We have a couple of lengths lead at the front as Cajun Lens is trying to bridge up to us. Jump number 3, we don't do badly, and we keep that distance, even getting ahead a little bit. Strongbow House now working his way up very slowly up the field. A little over a mile to go. We are joined by Cajun Lens. Halfway on the jumps and about 1 mile, 1 furlong left to run. Cajun drops back a little after a poor jump. The rest of the field is together and everybody's in picture as Eastern Antonius drops back. 6 furlongs. Caracan now starting to look for a move. The rest of the field, the grey Sylvan Circle, coming through really strongly. The field here coming through really strongly. Caracan, do they have anything about them on the inside? Do they have any willpower? Do they have any fight? It doesn't look like it. Not a great last jump. Fading quite badly. Coming to try and get a run, but it will be Chile Fanchula who does take it. The Irish horses in general disappointed. We actually faded. I'm not really sure what that means for us. Not the best run in the world. I kind of have a slightly more than 2-4, but more 2-4 than anything else. That kind of looked like the opposite. Kind of did seem like the opposite. Okay. On to day 2, the Annie Power. Crystal Verdict. We're not tipped. Okay. Little Lizzie. Don't love that. Challenge earlier. I think we're more than 2-3. I think we're towards 2-4. I think challenging earlier might be the best thing we can do here. So, okay, not been a great National Hunt Cup for us. Cheltenham hasn't been too kind, but 2 mile, 3 furlong, Annie Power National Hunt Cup race, Class 1, Grade 1 for 4-year-olds and older, upon the Steeple Chase track. The turf looks fresh. The field is talented. Wish Jackson is the favourite. We do start near the back of the pack, but Crystal Verdict doesn't mind that. They're going to start looking towards the inside. and just gaining a little bit of room to move up when they need to. Ridgeway Agency, Osteopathic Julio up the top with Controlled Timber, Rockefeller Events, back to Glen Origin, who throws themselves to the front. Eredy, Isabel, and Controlled Timber, Wish Jackson, Chambers, Melancine, and ourselves are Colorus, Ustades, Insatiable Smile on the inside, Outer Research, Ting, Payphone, Castles, and Dimension Breen, who has fallen. Jump number 7. All cleared apart from Dimension Breen. It went at 6. Under a mile to go. A very congested field. Research Ting has been unseated too. We've got 3 more jumps to go. That was 12 of 15. Half a mile. Crystal Verdict getting into position. Starting to make some moves, as is Payphone Castles. Is it too much? Is there anything left in the tank right at the end? A great jump by Chorus Ustades. Not a great final jump by Crystal Verdict. Kind of taking themselves out. Colrus first. Wish Jackson pipped. Oh my god, Payphone Castles dives across the line, gives Colin Tizard the 1-2. Great runs from those. Those 3 right together. Us being such a young horse in this field, being a little lazy. And yes, we were some lengths behind. But from the back, having to navigate a very packed field, by the way, and getting through quite well, almost hitting top 3, looking quite good. I kind of like that run. Could Crystal Verdict be a fun horse? Could they win some big grade ones? I think possibly they could. I think I'm seeing enough to kind of give me some hope here. Not bad. Held up, possibly suited. I don't think it really did, but I think more of a stalker because we didn't quite have the pace to catapult forward. If we were, instead of being like 7th or 8th where we were running for most of that rate, if we were like 4th or 5th, I think possibly then it's a top 3 finish and a fight with the other horses, which would be superb. Absolutely superb. Blazing Sioux won quite decently at around this distance. The high jump, half a length less than Analog's Daughter at 2-4. I don't know if I want to do jockey instructions because of that. It's the only race we've had. It's something that I don't know how much I need to test. Doesn't look like a great horse, but ran this really well. I kind of have some confidence here. Let's see. Moonrise Sylphtide is overwhelmingly tipped and favoured, which is fair. The Irish horse is probably the best in the field, and then Bahia Blaine, probably the next best horse. They kind of have some really good form, good ratings, look decent. I get it. Sylphide should have won a grade 1 by now. Should have. Hasn't, but should have. So they were leading when they fell at the 21st here. So that's like a win ripped away. And then the other grade 1s, 4 second places. It's a really nice horse. from 2 grade 1s. Should be a grade 1 itself. I think that's my goal, is to see how close we can get to Moonrise. Because, yeah, that's a very, very fine horse. We are second favourite. We won our only other race. It was a grade 2. It was around this distance. It was in Kyoto, Japan. Can we do it in the National Hunt Cup? I don't know. It's a pretty good field. Insatiable Smile's lazy, but that's it. Everyone's at least fit. We are, again, underage and stepping up in quality. But 2 mile 4 furlong, Analog's Daughter, National Hunt Cup race. Class 1, Grade 1 for 4-year-olds and older on the steeplechase track here at Cheltenham. Day 2 of the National Hunt meeting. It's not been great for us so far in terms of results. Runs, couple of good, couple of bad, couple that we were just agitated, and that kind of cost us as well. But I do feel good about this one. Can we catch Moonrise? That is the question. A bit of a late start. And a little jolt there from Sue, but over the first nicely. Divine Violet well out into the lead, Bahia Lane, and then Moonrise up into that third spot. Cadenia Renia in the mix, leading out the rest with As Good Is Good, Target, Potemkin, Zane, Penny Leon, and the Greys, Beggar Science, Amanem, Plain, right in the picture with Father Boro, Insatiable Smile, Manic Events, and ourselves. We are just about there off picture, but Dariabad, Father Boru, and Fairwood Devil at the rear too. Blazing Sue just poking into picture on the outside. Starting to make some moves up. Nice little jump, and that'll give us a little better run at the next one. Dariabad has fallen, I think, at 9. Probably 10. Actually, they've probably fallen. There's 13. So as we round this left-hander now, 4 more jumps to go. 5 furlongs. It'll be a big sprint finish. And Blazing Sue coming through. Really going for this. It's going to be their jump ability that could stop them. Cadenia Rainier is up there. They jump poorly. Insatiable Smile is now fighting for it. And coming through. Half a furlong. Tired legs. Struggling a little bit. But Blazing Sue with an absolute storming victory. And Moonrise was what, 7th? I was not expecting them to be that far out of this. They were 5th. Short-headed out, Man in Plain. That's a big win. That is a big win for Sue. It did feel right at the end, like that last maybe 1/8 of a furlong just wasn't great. So yeah, I think we're kind of a 2-4. We definitely are. But I think the safer play for Sue, I mean, safer, like we just beat a bunch of old horses in a huge race, took a huge amount of prize money, got a grade 1, and even though we were faltering at the end, we won by 2 clear lengths. But the safer option is probably running 2-3 and challenging earlier. And that will give us a little more comfortability. I think that'll give us a little more. The Derby Chase Oaks Really interesting that there aren't any British horses in for this. Ireland coming through. Tearaway Toto, second favourite, highest rated. Fabulous Farnham. Yeah, I can kind of see why they're the favourite. I like Toto. They come third. Tanami Delilah will take it from Gambara Driver. Yeah. The Derby chase. JB Quick's in there, the 14-year-old. Can't do anything. Comes in 8th. As Ireland takes over. 3 mile 6 film. This is interesting to me. This is interesting to me. Muska Genius, 9-year-old mare, 3-6. Did run the Grand National, finished 8th. That's not bad. I'm looking for horses with distance. Yeah, Vertical Furat won the Grand National, but is a gelding. That's the problem. So many of these geldings. I mean, that's probably my big question here. That's probably my big question. These horses that I know I'm probably not going to breed from. Like Sweet and Sour, I think I could breed from, right? If I breed him to someone that's got extra speed, he's got everything else we kind of want, including the adaptability. But if someone's got like 80 to 85 extra speed to add to this mix, that will make a very good colt. So I think Sweet and Sour, definitely a breeding candidate. Crystal Verdict, a little more hit and miss. We're looking for a little more. Like, would this be a gelding candidate? Maybe. Maybe. Lockkeeper isn't great, can jump a bit. Like, maybe we would like to breed from Lockkeeper. South Bullet, 100%, is never getting bred from. Realistically, we probably should try and geld it, because that, I think, can only really have a positive effect. I don't think there is a negative effect. The negative effect is you can't breed from them. I don't think you ever geld a horse, and it does worse. In real life, sure. But in the game, I've never experienced that. I don't remember anyone saying that in anything I've seen or read either. So some feedback on that would be nice. What's your experience with gelding horses, and should we be doing it? South Bullet, maybe Crystal Verdict. As I say, the jumping from Lockkeeper, I feel might be worth breeding from. And Sweet and Sour, if we can get some extra speed and breed him to a jumper, which I'm not sure. Living Pot's got a little. Purple Searcher, maybe? Like, we don't have a ton of jumping in here, but if we find some good mixes, probably Purple Searcher with him could turn something up. Looks like Manx Kitten's got a little bit. So yeah, like those two probably don't gel, but South Bullet 100%, Crystal Verdict probably. Caracan? Would it be worth breeding from Caracan, or is it more likely that gelding will be better for him? Braised ham's such a weird one too. I'm probably happy to gel braised ham to see if we get a better run at the Grand National, to be honest with you, because the stamina's way up there. His potential's way up there. He's got some great cruising burst Extra speed isn't bad. He's got distance adaptability. Not the best jumper, but I think on his day he could do some damage. Do we geld and see maybe if that helps in a year or two when we go to the Grand National at 6, 7, 8, 9? He might be our runner. Dramster's not that far behind. Lots of power, lots of speed. When it goes right, it goes right. When it doesn't, it ain't great. Again, though, I feel like apart from jumping, Dramster's probably much better to breed from. So I wouldn't even be tempted to geld him. Am I wrong in thinking that? Kind of want to get some feedback on that if I can too. Yeah, 2-year-old auctions aren't very good. And the Tokyo Jump Stakes then. I like Living Pot at 2-1, I think is about early. I'm sorry, is about right, but maybe go early is what I've got written down in my notes. Can jump a bit. If we jump okay and we can go. It says trip suited perfect, didn't have the pace. We didn't finish. Bad jumping, but got good. My test suggests further. I'm actually going to just send this. We might not have the stamina towards the end of this race. We are lean and ready to go. We're not tipped. That's fine. Some good horses. Grade 2s. I get it. They're the favourites. They're the high rated. And they're tipped. A couple of them look a little lazy. This could be one that we come and win. Spoof Walden won it last year. This could be one that we actually surprise people a little bit. It's going to need a lot to go right. But 2 mile, 1 furlong Tokyo Jump Stakes. Class 1, Grade 2 for 4-year-olds and older. On the steeplechase track here in Japan. We are 40-1 outsiders. Last year's winner, Spoof Walden, is the favourite with Tombolini Doc and Political Assassin in the mix. We do start off near the front, and we are going to stay there. First jump is okay. Katira Dealer up in the lead. Tombolini Doc has gone at jump number 2 by 4. We are still there. Political Assassin alongside us. Spoof Walden, the other black silk on the outside. And Political Assassin right there with them. Chamachko Hall is there as well. Consort goes. Living Pot goes. And that's going to just be a horrible one. Spoof Walden goes down at number 14. I think there were 18 jumps, right? So almost towards the end. We kind of went near the halfway point. And we'll never know. We'll never know. 2 of the favourites, though, were unseated. The third in that list, Political Assassin, just comes through and takes it quite nicely because the rest of the field wasn't really that good. And we do not know what could have been. We do not know. Caracan, not a bad run, but not the best. Purple Searcher, promising. Peanut Putter, promising. Blazing Sue with a huge win. South Bullet with a solid win. Only a novice, but again, we didn't see it, but such a large winning margin is crazy. Lockkeeper, slightly disappointed with. Crystal Verdict, I think a solid run. Sweet and Sour 1, Living Pop. I was really hoping for something. And we just will never know. We just will never know. And we got a couple of races booked in, but I'm going to go away and have a think about this. Try and figure out where we book next and how. But yeah, have your say on the gelding sort of discussion. Are there any downsides? Have you had horses that were running well that ran worse after being gelded? I know it doesn't help in every case, but I think it does help in some cases. And I've never heard of it hurting. So, have your say on that. Let me know. Please do hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Check out the other playlists and memberships that are available on the channel. I appreciate the ongoing support, as always. And I'll see you next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, all the very best to each and every one of you. We're in a solid place. And I think moving forward, I'm starting to see a few people separate out from the herd and maybe be lining themselves up for some big races. National Hunt Cup, of course, the Triple Crown races, of course, but also things like Cheltenham Gold Cup and even the Grand National. I can finally see how that might come together. So stick around, enjoy the journey, and I'll see you soon.